What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another review. Today we have another Marvel Legends figure. It's X-Men's Morph from the animated series, and it does come in the VHS style packaging that I am a fan of. I like it. It's a nice way to kind of make up for the windowless packaging, which everybody's kind of mad about. Like, I don't really care as long as my figure's okay. I mean, I'm not going to be mad. I'm sure one of these days I'm going to get one that's going to piss me off, but until then, I'm not bothered by it too much. So, without any further ado, let's take them out the box and let's get a better look at them. So here we have him out the box, and he's looking pretty darn good. I actually like the sculpt a lot. He's a little bit tall in my opinion, and his arms look a little bit like they're splayed out. It looks like he's posing and trying to flex on somebody, and can't really relax him too much. Like, I try to put him closer to his body and they just kind of stay flailed out like that. So I try to bend the arms in a bit to bring him closer, but it just looks like he's flexing now. So aside from that, the first impressions are pretty good on this. Aside from the cell shading on this figure is done terribly. Like, it does not look like cell shading at all. Like, I'm not sure what they were going for on this. It doesn't work. On some of the other figures, they look better than this. Like, this reminds me more of the Jubilee one, where it's kind of just like painted awkwardly anywhere, and it's not doing like what it's supposed to. I don't know. I just don't really like what they did with it at all. Let's take a look at the other face here and the other set of hands that it does come with. So this might be the face I'm going to end up displaying it with, because I just think I like it better than the other one. And plus, I don't know, I'm not going to really pose them with my X-Men team. I'd rather have them with Mr. Sinister, since I don't have a lot of enemies right now or bad guys on the shelf. So I think that this will work for that instead. And also, like I said, this cell shading is horribly done. It's nice to have it pinless though. There's no pins on the legs or the arms. These are probably going to be the legs that they use for Cyclops, I would assume. It looks like Cyclops' legs. So there's a lot of good things on the figure, and it actually feels really nice in your hand. It poses well. It's just that the cell shading is done sloppily, so I'm probably going to have to remove it and either leave it off, or I'm going to add my own cell shading, kind of like I did with my Storm figure and Jubilee and Wolverine. So just to make it fit with the stuff I already have, or maybe I'll remove it and have it with my other X-Men without cell shading, but I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. But let's move into the articulation and check them out next to some of the other characters. All right, so articulation. First of all, he can look up about this much here. He can look down this much. It can turn full 360 if you needed to. It has a bit of a swivel. The arms could do a full 360. There's a butterfly joint. Even though he has the jacket on, it's nice that there's a butterfly joint included, and surprisingly enough, it's actually still usable even with the jacket there. I thought it was going to be useless, but it works. There's a bicep crunch, and then his arm can go up about that much. The wrist has a swivel and a hinge on it as well. Now we have a ab crunch, and we have a swivel at the waist. Combination is nice. Leg can kick up that much, and there is a double bend at the knee. There it is. Now there's a rocker on the ankle that works pretty darn well. And there's actually a swivel at the high quad area, and then there's one down at the boot as well. So overall, the articulation is pretty good. Surprisingly well for a figure with the jacket on it. So pretty good job in that sense. So real quick, I wanted to show how he looks next to Mr. Sinister. He's actually pretty tall. He's almost as tall as Mr. Sinister. But it looks okay. I mean, I guess it works. I like the evil face that they have, which that's when Mr. Sinister possesses them and stuff. And here he is with his good face, and standing next to Jubilee and Wolverine. So they look pretty cool together. I like that. And here he is with Jean Grey. That looks pretty cool as well. And since this is Morph, we should do a couple head swaps just to kind of like make it look like he's midway through transformation or joking around, imitating somebody and then making their face, kind of how he does in the animated series. So let's take a look at him with some other heads. So here he is with the Logan head. And I think that looks pretty cool actually. He's a little bit too tall to be Wolverine, but he could always turn into Wolverine and mock him or just, you know, it works. Here he is with the Wolverine regular head, and that looks pretty cool too. And here he is with the Beast head. That looks kind of funny, but I mean, it's Morph. He could do this if he wanted to, right? And then here he is with the Spider-Man head. Okay, so final thoughts on this figure. I actually think it's pretty well done. I like the body, and it feels nice in your hand. I don't know, it just feels really like sturdy compared to some other legs and hands and stuff that I've got. It poses pretty well, and the plastic feels a little bit different than other Marvel Legends I have. The face sculpt is a little bit off. He has a really wide jaw, so that kind of throws me off. It doesn't look a lot like Morph because of that. But aside from that, I mean, I think they did a good job with the figure. He's just a little tall as well, but the figure poses and feels really nice. He looks cool with the other characters. So overall, I do like this release, but it could have been better for sure. So I do recommend picking it up though if you're collecting this line, because it's a cool figure and then it fits in perfect. Even if you're not collecting this, you might want to remove the cell shading if you pick it up though, and it fits in with your X-Men as well. So it's pretty cool overall. I say pick it up. That's it for this review. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want. Give it a thumbs up. Take care and peace.